Welcome to the milk bar. 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 Welcome to the milk bar.
Welcome along to episode 596 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. And coming up on this week's show, we will be hearing from Abigail Reynolds. She's joining us to let us know about Art Show 9. It's part of a national tour and is spending some time in Wolverhampton in March 2021. They're currently looking for volunteers to be part of the installation, and it's all based around literature. Tell you more about that and get you ready for the event, which I'm sure you'll want to head along to. We'll be hearing from LGBT Sparkle. They've got a charity event taking place on the 1st of December online, raising funds around World AIDS Awareness Week. So we'll be hearing from Paul Ryder on that one. Dan Peach joins us from Brood to let us know about his work as a baker, both of cakes and savoury products. If you fancy something special, he is apparently absolutely amazing. So we'll be having a natter with him, and you could be getting your Christmas orders in quite quickly, I am sure. On top of that, Matt Elson joins us to talk about Act 3 of the fantastic evening at Joe's. They have got even more stars involved for their third outing. That will be online very soon, so we'll be chatting all about that and how you can enjoy the work that they're doing there. And we'll be hearing about Pear Town Ukes. They've got a brand new charity single which is out there. It will be going festive soon, but we'll be talking about how they spent their summer standing in a field just outside Perton, playing their ukes and rehearsing for what is going to be an absolutely brilliant charity bash. Something that they wanted to do to support charities by a real-life concert. However, the current situation means they are heading onto the recorded medium to raise funds that way. That's all coming up on this week's episode of the show. An evening at Joe's has been entertaining people throughout lockdown and the summer. Act 3 is on its way. Matt Elson is here to tell me more once more. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me back for a third time.
Well, good to talk to you. I mean, the big hook for the first one was we had loads of people from Wolverhampton as part of the dancing team. And this time you got another amazing array of performers, and it's getting bigger each time, isn't it? Now, there's rumours that this might be the last one.
Yes, well, why don't we say for now? I mean, everything comes in threes, isn't it? And I think a fourth one might just be pushing us a bit too far, might go a bit crazy. But no, you're right. The first one was made in lockdown, as it were, and was only ever going to be one. But it was so successful, even by doing it from our own homes, you know, so they were sending sort of performances to us, and we built a virtual Joe Allen. In the second one, as you saw, we sort of got in to Joe's a little bit, social distancing. I mean, really, the rules and regulations were crazy, but we managed to do it. And then in this third one, it had always been my hope to do something really, really big, sort of go out in a bang. And that's exactly what we've done with this third show. From the very, very beginning, I wanted to do something that would make a real, you know, From the very beginning, I wanted to do something that would just really reach everybody. And the show 42nd Street was a show that I first did in Wolverhampton, at Wolverhampton Grand, firstly with South Stats, Operatic Society, and secondly with Muscom, Wolverhampton Musical Comedy Company. And I made such awesome friends doing that. And the thing is about that show, which is why I wanted to bring it into this show as our nostalgia tribute, is it's all about the show, you know, being cancelled, everything goes wrong, and even when they get the show back on the road, the lead drops down, and all this sort of stuff. And it's all about the show must go on no matter what. It also celebrates the kids in the chorus, or they're usually the unsung heroes. And I think with theatre, during lockdown, whether you were a huge name or somebody, you know, just starting out, it sort of put everybody on some sort of level field. So it was my idea to do 42nd Street in Trafalgar Square.
That's impressive.
So that's what we've done. So we got together about 40 actors, singers and dancers, and socially distanced them, sent out all their musical harmonies, we sent choreography out, all of this, and then we all ended up at Trafalgar Square, and we did it. We've also reunited some original cast members from the first show at Drury Lane, which has been awesome. So yeah, that's the sort of the main theme of it for this next show. We've got a new host,
Ooh.
Harriet Thorpe, who's been involved from the very beginning. After the first show, first act, I'd asked if this keeps going, would you like to be our host at some point? And it seemed like the right time to do it. So, she was there as a waitress to begin with before her career sort of hit off. And she's friends with everyone. So we've been able this time to get a few bigger names.
So, yeah, stars all round. So what can you tell us? Because you can tease as much as you like at this point, can't you? Because we know it's coming soon.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's you, so I'll just tell you everything.
Okay.
so, yeah, I mean, as you know, we went into a second lockdown, but we'd had permission to film a lot of people, really wonderful people in Joe's. We've sort of done all the dining stuff. It was more to talk about their memories, and unfortunately everybody's shielding, especially the people that we were choosing, sort of Judy Dench, Amanda Barry, Sherry Hewson, all these awesome people. We've got Syria McKellen as well, and Jennifer Saunders, but they all carried on. They've done it all by Zoom. So I got permissions to get Harriet Thorpe in with just us, with the camera, and we've superimposed a Zoom meet onto the gorgeous walls of Joe Allen's.
So, bit of technology, a lot of magic, and a wonderful world of theatre and some stars. And again, raising funds. So explain where the cash goes to for everyone who donates, having seen this.
So it goes to 2 places. Well, actually, it goes to 15 places. There's the charity Acting for Others, which is an umbrella charity for 14 other charities. And they help all types of theatre workers in times of need throughout. This was before lockdown, but of course, there's been no greater need. And it's been an enormous help to so many. And then so there's the charity side of it. I can give you a whole list of those charities if you want. But then there's the Joe Allen side, and that's the Joe Allen restaurant, which opened in New York 70 years ago, and then opened in London about 40 years ago. Probably wrong there, aren't I? Probably it's nearer 50. And that hasn't been able to open, of course. We always said that hospitality and theatre go hand in hand, and that restaurant in particular was more than a restaurant. It's been the theatre canteen of the West End for all this time, a place for, the public to go before or after a show, but also the cast. You'd always see somebody in there. And without the theatres, this restaurant just can't survive. So this is to help those two. So it's to help Joe Allen get back on its feet, and also for the 14 charities.
Well, so it's doing some absolutely brilliant work, and as I've mentioned when we've spoken in the past, the Joe Allen restaurant, last time I was down in London to see Batterhead of Hell, it's just round the corner from where that was. I had a lovely meal down there. So and the other thing is, whenever you come from the Midlands, go down to the West End, you're suddenly thinking, hang on, London prices, but it's not crazy either, is it? That's the other good bit.
No, it's great, and this is the thing with the guys that we've got, Jennifer Saunders and all the guys that have come in to talk about their experiences of Joe's over the years since the 80s or even before that, and they all talk about the food. That it was actually really worth the money, and when it came, if you ordered a bowl of chips, you got a real bowl of chips. So I think they made sure that they fed you before they left. Of course, there's the Joe Allen's in New York as well, and with this one sneaky peek is that we've managed to get the guys over there to do a gorgeous number with Kyle Scatliff. He's a bit of a Broadway star over there, and he's singing the song Go Back Home from the Scottsboro Boys, which of course we're all stuck in our homes. But so the idea is we want to go back to what we were doing before in this new light. And they've sent us some gorgeous footage that I've been able to edit with my brother Jason here in Wolverhampton. And it's looking really, really, really great. I was going to give you one last thing. Anna Jane Casey. Do you know Anna Jane? I
know the name.
Yeah. So she's played Roxy, Velma. She's done everything. There's the song My Own Best Friend in Chicago, which closes Act 1, and it's sung by Velma and Roxy. And of course, she's one of the only people that's played both roles. So we've got her in to do both roles, and so she's going to sing with herself.
That should be good.
We're going to put her next to each other. I knew that was the one thing I wanted to tell you.
So you've whetted everybody's appetite for this. So now, where do we find this?
On YouTube, there's you need to subscribe. Well, you don't have to subscribe, but do subscribe to Joe Allen TV. And there you can still see Act 1, which is the pilot episode. You can see Act 2. We've just released a little teaser for Act 3 on there, so you can have a little glimpse of what you're going to see. And yeah, so on Thursday morning, the link will appear. So do look out on Twitter, Facebook. There'll be lots of announcements. But if you haven't looked at that, go to Joe Allen TV on YouTube. Very, very simple. I'll send you the link. How's about that? I'll send you the link.
And I will share it accordingly. That sounds like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. A brilliant show. I know from what I've seen in the previous two, it's absolutely amazing. And it's coming together, part of the theatre community, to make a difference, not only to keep one of their favourite restaurants open, which is always a good thing to do, because they say where they are, you don't get much footfall at all, apart from if there's theatre shows on in the West End, do you really? And then, of course, you've got the charities that are supporting those who, unfortunately, because of the state of the acting industry and the fact that freelancers, it isn't an easy world at the moment. So doing some brilliant work. Congratulations on this latest episode. I think, do I have to still say break a leg, even though it's all in the can? I think we do, don't we?
Absolutely. Sure thing.
Yeah, Matt Elson, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to the show.
Thank you.
Dan Peach has been wowing the people of Brood with his amazing baking. It is available to buy now and enjoy. I'm sure he's taking Christmas orders, and he joins me to tell me more. Hello, sir.
Hello there. Of course, I will be taking Christmas orders, and I'm open to anyone for ringing up to ask for any orders.
So tell us a bit about how you got into baking in the first place, because you're not exactly that old, are you?
No, I'm 21. I had a brain tumour when I was 7, and before that I was going to be a footballer, pretty much, same as any other kid. And then after all of this, I was baking with my grandma, and I've done the autumn fair with her pretty much for the last 7 or 8 years, baking and on the baking store, and I've been baking with my mum. It's just something I enjoy doing.
And if you can turn something you enjoy into an income as well, and I know that a lot of people have been baking, not to your level of success during lockdown, and this is they're probably over it now. They now want someone to look after them, bring them some fantastic food, and I know from talking to a friend of mine, Rob Bowes, who's also in the village of Brood, your cakes are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, Robert's he's put loads of posts on Facebook. He's made me a bit popular in Brood, really.
Well, you're now internet famous for the quality of your cakes. And what is in the repertoire? What's your favourite?
For me to eat, it's got to be one of my pies, probably the mince beef and onion pie.
So we've got a savoury range as well as the sweet stuff too.
Yeah, savoury and sweet, yes.
That sounds like good stuff. But if you were to choose a cake, what would you go for?
It's got to be my cheesecake.
Okay.
My Bailey's cheesecake.
I like a good quality cheesecake. We'll have to talk on this one later on, I think, and see what options are available. So when it comes down to it, though, I mean, with the recipes, are these things that you've sort of created with your family, or do you have a favourite go-to cookbook to create the magic?
I can't take for the recipes. For me, it's BBC Good Food all the way.
Okay, so you've got some inspiration there, but I'm sure you put your own twist on these things, and it's all about getting it right and getting it to a product that you're happy to share as well.
Yeah, I mean, I always add a little twist at the end of it. I mean, it's never fully 100% the recipe that I've like read. I always like add a bit to it.
So there's a bit of the magic happening. And when it's savoury, again, pie fillings and the like, inspiration from some great flavours there, I take it too? Yeah.
I mean, when I was at school, I did, my food project was cheesecakes, and I experimented with so many different flavours. I even did an Earl Grey flavour one, and that was lovely.
Because this is sounding very bake-off. Is this not something you've attempted to do?
I'm brilliant at baking. I love baking, but I'm terrible at decorating.
So
I can't do the decorating.
I don't know. Well, this current series, that hasn't stopped some of them getting through to the finals, so you never know. It could be something. You've got till the 6th of December to apply. I know that they're taking applications, so maybe something you could do in 2021. But for now, you are sharing your baking with Brood and surrounding areas. They can place orders and I trust a range of fantastic prizes too.
Yes, I'm doing... I'm mainly doing the orders for around Brood at the moment. I haven't had any other phone calls at the moment, but I'm doing free delivery within Brood Village. I mean, I don't drive at the moment, but I will be doing delivery outside the village. Or I'm doing collection to the house as well.
So there's an opportunity to get some fantastic cakes. And how do the price ranges work out?
Large cakes based on it differs between the fillings with how much I have to spend on everything. But like large cakes are around £7, medium cakes about £4, and like I do like small tiny cakes. They're like small pies, like mince pies. They're £1 each at the moment. They are.
So a range of things. Say mince pie sounds absolutely fantastic. We're heading towards December. This could be a brilliant way of making sure even though Christmas is going to be different this year, you can enjoy something a little bit special with it as well. And maybe what you're not spending on heading out to all the Christmas parties, you can actually treat yourself to a fantastic cake courtesy of the baking skills of Dan Peach. That sounds like a plan, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and I'm just going to mention that everyone's welcome to join me on Facebook on the profile page Peaches and Cream Bakery Products.
And you can pop along there. And any demonstrations? Will we be able to see some cake baking in progress?
There's not any videos, but there is some pictures of my recent order that for cake tiling in the village.
So you can see that on there and check out what it looks like. It will look good enough to eat. Absolutely fantastic from the reviews that I've heard for them. So give us that Facebook page again.
It's Peaches and Cream Bakery Products.
So you can check that one out. And all the contact details on there so they can get in touch to order cakes?
Yeah, my email address is on there, and I believe my phone number is on there as well.
So you can get all the details that way. Well, for now, Dan, have a fantastic Christmas. Hopefully many happy hours of baking products for people, Brood and beyond, and they'll have a great time making their Christmas or just a Wednesday special with one of your bakes, whether it be sweet or savoury. Dan Peach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pear Town Ukes have a charity single raising funds for Christmas because they can't do a Christmas concert this year. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Judy Gorman. Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Good, thank you. Are you?
I'm getting by, thank you. Now, playing the ukulele as an orchestra is one of those things which kind of requires you to be in the same place at the same time in a lot of cases. However, undaunted by the present situation, it hasn't stopped you guys having a bit of a rehearsal or two on Zoom and enjoying producing a charity single.
Yes, I mean, fortunately, we are very, very fortunate. Catherine and Chris, who are members of our group, they're game developers. They're actually Lightwood Games, if anybody's got any of their games. And of course, although nobody in the group has ever done anything like this before, they were able to figure it out how to get we've all done little bits of separate things. He got videos and other bits, and he's managed to pick out somehow by computer wizardry all the little individual bits and put it all together to get the song. And then exactly the same with the Christmas video, because the charity wanted to use the Christmas version in their Christmas fair, so they wanted a Christmas video. So within less than a week, we've all had to get everything down from the loft, all the Christmas decorations, and then all do a little bit to camera and then send it all off to Chris, who's managed to put this. It's a brilliant video. The first 15 seconds, you could not sum up the difference between the expectation of the year and what the year is. It's just fantastic. To say he's never done it before, it's brilliant. And once that's out, we're going to swap that on the Just Giving page so that people can see the Christmas video and see who's in the group, because we're all on the video. Yeah,
well, that's cool. So let's get a bit of background then in itself. Let's start off with Pear Town Ukes, and this all comes from Perton and the reason the town got its name in the first place.
Yes, Perton historically was a pear town, which is where the name come from. And we all started up last October at Perton Library. Just as a beginner ukulele group, we only played songs with 2, 3 or 4 chords. And then we all have a great time. It's brilliant. We got a chance to do a Christmas gig at the library, and we all really worked really hard to do that. And we'd only been going about a month, and most of us were just beginners. And we did that, and then we've just sort of gone from strength to strength, really. We just really enjoyed playing. We just have a great time. And then, of course, the lockdown happened, but we have managed to, within the restrictions, we've found like a bit of a quiet piece of a field on Perton. So we've been meeting up down there outside to the bemusement and amusement of the local dog walkers who just come across a ukulele band in the middle of a field. So we've tried to keep together, and then Catherine and Chris have been doing online sessions as well for us. So yeah, we're managing.
It sounds absolutely brilliant fun. And so something that's just over a year old, and have your first charity single out, and Angels Without Wings.
Yes, that's it. It's I wrote it because it's a bit of a strange story. On Saturday the 25th of July at 3 o'clock, we should have been on stage at Shrookfest. We had an hour set. And of course that didn't happen. So what we arranged to do was to meet up anyway in our little field and play our set list because we thought we will. And then of course it rained, and I was like really despondent. So I thought something good's going to come out of this hour. So at 3 o'clock on Saturday the 25th of July, I sat down on my little footstool where I do all my Zooming, waited for the time to tick, and I thought, right, I'm going to write a song and we're going to do it for Christmas. Didn't know how it was going to happen. Well, I thought, write a song, we'll do it for charity, like, a Christmas song for charity. So I sort of tried to think in July what would be like in December, looking back on the year, and made it, sort of in recognition of the, exceptional work done by the medical staff, really.
Yeah.
So I sort of just wrote it in about an hour, and then we were all guns blazing because we had loads of time to sort it. And then, of course, with the restrictions and the lockdowns, it got to a point where I didn't think we were going to do it, to be honest, because we just couldn't physically get anywhere near together to do it. So, and that's where Chris pulled out all the stops by doing what he's done with the little that he had to go on.
Okay, so that's all there. So what charity are you raising funds for?
Right, the charity is, it's a big title, the Royal Wolverhampton NHS Trust Charity Fund COVID-19 Appeal. And what it is it covers New Cross, basically, which is what we wanted it to go to, and the other local hospitals. And of course, everybody in hospital at the moment can't have any visitors. So it covers things that patients need that they can't get hold of, sort of like toiletries, things that people would normally take into them.
Yeah.
Toiletries, sweets, newspapers. It's for that. And also it's for sort of providing a bit more comfort for the doctors and nurses if they need like more comfortable chairs and things.
So great cause, fantastic work that you're doing, and well worth getting your hands on the charity single. And how is the release working on this then? The
normal song's released at the moment. We are going to do the Christmas release in December as well. And you, there's various ways you can get on. Just Giving's the main page. If you go onto Just Giving and then search Pear Town Ukes, it'll come up on there. But we are also on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon Music. So if you, I know people struggling with the lockdown. So if you sort of can't afford a donation, if you have got Spotify or anything like that, if you could download us and give us a few plays. It doesn't get very much money, but obviously it'll all add up with the amount of plays that we can get. And that's the same if you just go on there and search Pear Town Ukes, Angels Without Wings, we'll come up on there as well.
Yep, so you can enjoy that, stick it on repeat, and dance around the house to it. Well, maybe not quite dance, but respectfully listen to the words and get the feeling and emotion, which are all there. But enjoying the fact that we got a load of people from just outside Wolverhampton City Centre doing an absolutely brilliant job of raising funds and sharing a talent that they didn't know they'd got just over 12 months ago.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. It really has, especially to see everybody sort of blossom, into, because we all play ukuleles. And then during this year, we've got Phil, who made his own bass. He's got a fantastic bass guitar and he plays bass. Chris has sort of developed onto the drums. Catherine's got a secret talent that we're keeping because that's her instrument's going to be our finale instrument when we play. And everyone's, but we all play ukuleles, but we've all sort of developed, and it's been brilliant. It really has. Chris has done we've actually got a dance version of this as well now coming out, which is really good. I love it. It's really good. I went running with it the other day and it knocked 8 minutes off my normal plod time because it's just such a good piece. And Catherine and Chris they've never done anything like this before, and none of us have. It's been really good fun, and it has kept us going with lockdown, because it does been difficult, and it just gives you something to do and look forward to. So it's been really, really good.
A brilliant focus, raising funds for an absolutely fantastic cause, and making people's lives easier around New Cross. I can't fault you, to be fair. Sounds absolutely brilliant. Well, congratulations on what you've done so far. We'll look forward to the Christmas version. We'll take a listen now to the thoughtful, emotional version rather than the upbeat dance, thrash, throw yourself around whilst you're running version. and we will enjoy the track. So Pear Town Ukes is the name of the group, and Angels Without Wings, the song. For now, Judy Gorman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorrow, grief and pain. The year the angels wore masks, not wings. In the year the angels wore masks, not wings. We showed them our support. Sharing what we had, all in this together, unified at last. The year the angels wore masks, not wings. In the year the angels wore masks, not wings. All this shall pass, just a second lost in time. The new dawn has broken, with more stars in the skies. The year the angels wore masks, not wings. In the year the angels wore masks, not wings. Remember those who we lost. In the year the angels wore masks, not wings. In the year the angels wore masks, not wings.
Ahead of AIDS Awareness Week, LGBT Sparkle are holding a fundraiser. To tell us more, I'm joined now by Mr. Paul Ryder. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are we doing?
I'm not too bad.
Good stuff. Always good to talk to you and find out what you have going on, because not only do you have your regular meetings on Thursday, but you like to run extra events too. And this one has a bit of glamour to it, doesn't it?
Yes, me and my partner will be in drag. It'll be a 30-minute set. Not like we did in September. It's just something small to raise money for HIV and AIDS Awareness Week.
So this is all going to funding for a project at New Cross Hospital.
Yeah, it's the Embrace for the Wolverhampton Royal NHS Trust.
So what do you two boys have in store for us, as well as the wigs, the glamour, the makeup, a bit of fun along the way?
Basically, since we've spoke to the Royal NHS Trust to say that we're going to be raising money for them, they said to us if we'd like to be a voice for the LGBT and part of the board. Mm-hmm. So I said to them that we'd be gladly interested in doing that for them. Yep,
sounds like a great thing to be involved with, raising awareness throughout. And although there are now treatments available for HIV, it's still something we need to make sure is controlled in the community.
True. A lot of people think it's just sexual transmitted, but it isn't. You can get it from blood transfusions and other things.
So it's one to continue the awareness. Now, this all centres around AIDS Awareness Week. What date have you got for your event?
It will be uploaded via YouTube on the 1st of December.
What do you have in store for us in your half-an-hour set?
We will be singing in drag. We've got loads of songs for everyone to enjoy.
So the full musical back catalogue will be there, and a bit of comedy along the way too.
Oh yes, definitely.
And as long as it's not too impolite, tell me about your two characters. What are the names?
Oh, two.
Yeah, what are the names of your characters?
Tiffany and Bianca.
How long have you both been Tiffany and Bianca when required for these sort of things?
My partner Marcus, as Bianca, started doing drag before me, and he's been doing it for 2 years, but I've been doing it about 1 year and 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Quite enjoyable to do.
It's a bit of a giggle. You're having a good laugh with it.
Yeah.
Tiffany, where did that name come from?
I don't know, I just thought of the name, and I thought that it was the sparkle bit, because I love sparkly stuff, and the sparkle, that came from me, and I just thought Tiffany Sparkle, and it went together, and I just thought I like the name.
There you go, the Tiffany brand inspiring you with their sparkly stuff from yesteryear. I thought it might have been Tiffany off EastEnders, or of course the singer Tiffany from back in the 80s. So no, it's much more the bling that you're going for.
I just like sparkly stuff, and I like the sparkle, and it just went together.
So remind us, though, about the LGBT Sparkle, the events that you've got going on each week as well.
We have our Thursday meetings via Zoom, 2 p.m. till 3:30. We have a quiz every month.
So your Facebook page is where we can find out more information about all of these Thursday events, and of course where you're going to be uploading your big drag event on the 1st of December. And that's also where people can find the donation link, is it?
Yes, I put it on our Facebook page. We have 175 people on our Facebook group so far now.
So that's already starting to grow. So everybody is welcome, LGBTQ+, and anyone else from the community as well who wants to be part of a group of people getting together, looking at issues that affect all parts of Wolverhampton life.
And everyone is welcome. LGBT Sparkle, we are now looking for a treasurer, so we can apply for like pots of money funding, so we can do more in the community. So
a voluntary role to act as treasurer for LGBT plus Sparkle. If you want to get involved, then get in touch again via the Facebook page, have a chat with Paul or Marcus, and see if you can get involved too. Well, Paul, good luck with the event. You normally say break a leg before a stage show. Is it break a stiletto when you're in drag? I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
That'll do the job. Paul, great speaking to you. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers, thank you.
There's a project ongoing at Whitmore Reans Library. Somebody who knows rather a lot about this is artist Abigail Reynolds. Good afternoon.
Hello there. Hi, Jason.
How are we doing?
Good. Yes, here I am. I'm in. You might be able to hear the sea because my studio is in Porthmere Studios in St Ives, and I'm by the Tate Gallery here, and so I'm looking out at the sea, talking to you today.
Well, that sounds like a rather enjoyable thing to do, but it doesn't mean you're not going to get into Whitmore Reans at some point in the near future, I trust.
That's right. So I'm working with the British Art Show 9. So British Art Show 9 is coming to Wolverhampton. It's the opening city, and I'm one of the artists showing in British Art Show. And I'm going to be working with libraries in Wolverhampton and in the other cities on that tour, but Wolverhampton's the first one. So I'm going to be in Wolverhampton in February, creating a work for Whitmore Reans Branch Library. Do you know that library?
It is just down the corner from our studios.
Okay, so you know it's hexagonal.
That gives you a bit of a different space to think about and work with, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful little library, 1974 British civic architecture. It's like a hat box. And I had the idea for the work when I went to look at it. So first I went to the Central Library, was thinking about creating a work for people to engage with in that library. And then before I drove back to Cornwall, I just stopped by and I sort of saw this hexagonal library, and I could just imagine the work that I wanted to make there, which is called elliptical reading.
And then out of that design, your ideas, a project is born. And how will this work? Because I know there are community volunteers who are going to be needed to help with this.
That's right. What I want to do is, so thinking about the hexagon of Whitmore Reans Library, this six-sided shape, and this was before the rule of six came in, but I imagine six readers reading to each other across that space. So what I'd like to do is to bring together people who are using that library, people living in Whitmore Reans, and I know that there's a really diverse, interesting community of people around that area from all different kind of backgrounds, walks of life, and just looking at the library collection on the shelves in there. I know that there's a lot of Urdu readers there because there's a whole shelf of Urdu, there's a lot of Polish books, all sorts of, because of course the libraries are there to serve the people in that area. Mm-hmm. So a library is like a little bit of a portrait of that community in a way. So what I wanted to do was, what we're doing now is we're reaching out and inviting people to come and join the project who will read inside this project and create this work of art with me. And what I'd like people to do is to think of a book that they really means something to them. And I know we've all got books that we've read that really speak to us, that we remember, that are important to us in our lives or inspire us in some way. And for people to come forward and suggest books that they feel that they would love to share and read out, not just on one occasion, but on over several weeks. Because as you know, thinking about a library, it's not a one-off event going to a library, is it? It's part of your life. It's part of your life in the community. So these meetings will happen over 10 weeks during British Art Show 9 in Wolverhampton. And I've been so lucky that Wolverhampton Libraries and Wolverhampton Art Gallery that I'm working with have been really got behind this idea and are helping me to hopefully reach some really interesting people and who will propose really interesting books so that it will be quite surprising what's coming in. What's coming in is already quite surprising. The call went out on Tuesday and we've already got some interested people. So I'm really excited to see what comes together.
And you say this will reflect the community the same way as the books in the library reflect the interests and the languages that our community speak as well. And it is an opportunity to really get involved and be part of something which I think extends past those six walls.
Exactly. So because British Art Show 9, just for people that don't know about it, it's a national touring show. It's number 9 because it happens every 5 years, and it's a 5-year survey of where we are in contemporary art. So Hayward Gallery in London on the South Bank, they run it, and they appoint 2 curators who then invite artists that they feel they want to showcase at this time. And so the work in this very small hexagonal branch library in Whitmore Reans is going to be connected up to this national conversation about where we are, to think about the contemporary situation. And of course the pandemic is going to be part of that going on right now, and in fact the project is shaped so that it will be very safe for everybody involved, so the whole project can happen in that library but with social distancing, and so people can feel really reassured and safe. So I mean, I'm just saying that in case people, just to reassure people that we're going to make sure everything is done in a really nice way. But and then I'll move to when the show tours to Aberdeen. Then I'll be working with a library in Aberdeen, and then to Plymouth, and then finally in Manchester. And so this exhibition and these works are going to go on for the next nearly 2 years. But it's all starting for me in Whitmore Reans Library.
Well, a great place to start. I mean, it's a lovely community spirit in the city of Wolverhampton, and I'm sure you'll see that when you are spending time in Whitmore Reans. However, we do want various parts of that community to get in touch now. So what do they do if they want to be part of this?
Well, I've linked up with Wolverhampton Literature Festival, so that because they already in touch with a lot of people, and so you can just go to the Wolverhampton Literature website, and on the top there on the bar you'll find volunteer. If you click on that, you can go through to a page telling you a little bit about the project, more about the project, and where you can kind of fill in a really quick online form just to nominate a book that you really love. Tell us why, tell us a bit about yourself, because we need to shake it down to sort of 9 or 6 or 9 people who can really commit and who can really bring something special to the project. So, and then if people have any other questions, or they want to, instead of filling in a form, because I know that can feel, a bit arduous, if people just want to literally make an audio recording or even a little video recording just to introduce themselves and say something about a book that they would love, they can just email it to Georgina Chung at wolverhampton.gov.uk, and that email is also on that website at the Wolverhampton Literature Festival. So I hope that'll be quite easy for people to find.
Yeah, but all you need to do is Google Wolves Lit Fest. You'll find it that way, but say there's that web address too. And they can be part of this. And where can they get the bigger picture on the whole story with the full 2-year tour?
So the British Art Show 9 website isn't up and running yet because they were all furloughed because of the scheme. So that will be up and running very, very soon. They're just doing the final touches on all the artist pages. So if you just look out for British Art Show 9, that will be coming up soon, and it launches in Wolverhampton on the 6th of March. And as I say, it's the first time Wolverhampton have been included on the tour, and it's it's the opening city, so it's really exciting for Wolverhampton, I think, right now.
I wholeheartedly agree with that one. It'd be great to have as many people as possible aware of it, and that your volunteers involved, set up, ready to go, and it can enjoy being part of something which is, as we say, is a great big piece of art taking place. And I think we need that sort of thing in our lives. That's what we've been lacking, the interactivity of the world of art of late, haven't we?
Yeah, and even the libraries. Whitmore Reans Branch Library is currently still closed, so I'm excited to bring people back into these really important spaces full of trusting each other and sharing, and the things that keep us together as strong communities. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what people come forward. So I hope we get a really good response. I hope people jump to it and nominate some books that they can think of that they would really love to share and that they want people to know about, and lend their voices to this project. And just a very quick thing, also alongside actually the event, I'm going to be rebinding all the books with images of the readers' hands. So the hands of the readers will be photographed, and they'll stay imprinted into the book bindings that will be left in the library for people to see, even when the elliptical readings aren't going on. And also I'll be working on that nice ribbon window around the top of the library with the same readers' hands. So the hands of those readers, the people who come and get involved, will be on their library, like a hug, like a big hug around the library, like a connection to the hands, because it's very personal in a way, isn't it, the library and the books that you read there. So I just want those readers to be really at the centre of the project.
And you're just kind of torn because of all those things we haven't been able to have recently, hugs and all sorts. So this is going to be well worth being part of it, and so much of the community being involved, whether they're observers or participants. Absolutely brilliant to see. Where can we go for your website as well, so people can find out more about you?
Well, it's just abigailreynolds.com if you want to have a little look, and you'll see there's some images there of sculpture. I make collage mainly, and you could think this is a bit like a social collage in a way, bringing different elements together to make a different whole. So yeah, that's online all the time, so it's easy to head over to there and get a bit of a feeling for what the kind of work that I do.
Absolutely. British Art Show 9 is the show, which starts in Wolverhampton 6th of March 2021, touring around the UK after that. But for now, Abigail Reynolds, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason.
That's a lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 597 next week. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.